child, thank y'all for picking up my call. Taylor Swift has broken every record that could ever be recorded, okay? Every record that you could ever think of, she's broken it. I don't even think there's anything to like reach for anymore. She has set a standard, a precedent, if you will. And you know how some artists have to find a record to break, like, you know, first artist to ever roll over. First female artist ever to run past a tree, pick the apple off the tree, release her song on the 5th day of July at 8:37 a.m. Not p.m., a.m. Broke that record. I did that. Taylor ain't gotta do that. She did some stuff that I think may be written down in music history forever, to be honest. But it seems like she's getting hate for being successful, and even from her own fans. Maybe they had enough of the boring Barbie? Who knows? And Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have apologized to each other's kids. Kind of. A little bit. Somewhat. And lastly, we finally got the answer on why we never got Put It in a Love Song music video from Alicia Keys and Beyonce. Allegedly, I guess they were threatened by the Brazilian mob? Well, let's have a conversation about it all because this is Woo Chow. Woo child, let's hop right into this call. Hope you guys had a wonderful week. I've missed you guys. Taylor Swift have taken over my entire timeline. And I know, okay, so I gotta be real, right? I've gotta be honest here. I know I've spoken not in the best light of Miss Tay-Tay Swift, you know? I may have said some things in the past about it being white, mediocrity. This is back when I thought the Swifties were after the Beehive and we couldn't kind of coexist. So to be real, Swifties, I had a slight bias towards Taylor Swift. A preconceived notion, if you will. And now to some, that preconceived notion can be very valid. That they feel like, well, Taylor Swift ain't did nothing. Look at how hard Beyonce got to work, da-da-da-da. And honestly, it always comes down to this. Taylor Swift is a white woman in America. And she uses that privilege of, you know, being a Caucasian woman of the majority, and she makes music they want to listen to. And I honestly have to realize that isn't her fault. It's not her fault that she plays the game and profits from her privilege. I honestly do feel like if anybody was in her shoes, they should do the same thing, to be honest. So I say all this to say, I went into this album with a little bit more of an open mind because I had to identify what was my problem with Taylor Swift. Why did I not live for Taylor Swift in the first place? And then I also had to be real myself as well and say, I'm not her listener. Like, I'm not the target demo. And that's okay. I also have to realize, Swifties, I think I'm more of a pop Taylor girl. Give me 1989, give me Reputation, even give me Bad Blood. I know a lot of people don't like Bad Blood, but I liked Bad Blood. I thought it was a interesting diss. And you know, Taylor is still dissing the girl. She has a diss record on this album called Actually Romantic, and it's allegedly dissing Charli XCX. Now here's the thing, right? Now if my memory serves me correct, I remember Charli XCX opening or performing with Taylor Swift at the Reputation tour, I believe. Back when Charli was still just Charli, and this is before she was 365 Party Girl. Well, she was always 365 Party Girl, but it just wasn't publicly known quite yet. At least to the mainstream. And I have to be honest with you. When I saw Charli was opening up for Taylor back then, I said, oh, I wonder why. I just didn't understand the audience's blending at the time. But then again, this was back at a time when Charli's label was pushing an image on her. Like they were pushing their agenda on her, what they think she should be doing. So I understand why they thought that maybe if we push her to this Taylor Swift, which Taylor Swift's audience honestly is a mainstream juggernaut GP kind of thing. Taylor's the only artist I know, to be quite honest with you, that their niche audience is the GP. And that's why people cling to her. People want to have some of her success or want to come up next to her because she doesn't just have a niche little Taylor fan base. Her fan base is the GP. In America, at least, just in America. I mean, she is an international girly. But just in America alone, it makes sense why she has the GP over here. She's a relatable white girl that like sings about things that other white girls could be feeling. And other races of girls can feel as well, and boys and gays and things like that. But primarily, you know what I'm saying? Like it's for my girls that get the matcha. I want my green matcha. And like I'm totally done with Blake. Like I'm so sick of Blake. Like Blake actually pisses me off. And I wanna like figure out You gotta moan with it. If you don't moan with it, you're not talking like them. I love it. I love it. And so, me going into this album, The Life of a Showgirl, I said, okay, Zach, You like pop, Taylor? This is for you. Max Martin has produced this with Shellback. This is 1989. This is Red. This is Summer of Reputation. Oh my God, this is your tea. I open up this album with a clear mind, no judgment, no preconceived notions. And I said, oh, I kind of like it. Damn. The album that everybody is ripping up. It's the truth. I know this is the album that everybody don't like. And maybe this is an unpopular opinion. But I kind of like the life of a showgirl. Now let me hold on with you a little bit. Let me walk with you a little bit up in here. Because I feel some of y'all judging me in the back. Like, Zach, you can't go from like saying all this Taylor Swift mediocrity music and white and all this. Just putting white in there. Hilarious. I love I love y'all. But you know what I'm saying though, right? I'm saying this to say, I never jumped on the Taylor Swift bandwagon because I didn't get it. Like Folklore, you still can't have me there. Evermore, I'm not there. The Poets Department of the Tortured Girls, I can't do it. It's just, but I had to realize it's because that's not my tea. But also, can we also say that Taylor's music, since like the Lover era, has been kind of interesting, right? And this is somebody that doesn't follow Taylor, but I just keep up with Taylor because it's my job to keep up with pop culture, and Taylor Swift is literally a juggernaut in this industry, so I just gotta pay attention. And it's also just cool to study Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is an interesting subject in this industry, honestly, truly. I mean, a powerhouse. In her words, girl bossing close to the sun. I love her. She ate that. I kind of walked in with an expectation of having like this big, loud pop album. Like that would give me reminiscence of 1989 or even Reputation. But ever since Lover, isn't that me, he, hoo. It is that. It almost has 1 billion streams though. And You Need to Calm Down is on here. Ooh, I can't stand that song. I can't stand You Need to Calm Down. Pisses me off so bad. I checked out after Reputation. Reputation for me was a really good Taylor album. That's my last, I think that was I'm sorry. Reputation was the first album from Taylor that I actually paid attention to from top to bottom and said, I get it, bitch. And I like that she came back talking her shit. I said, oh, period, Miss Girl. Now, it was vanilla. She was talking her shit in the most vanilla Play-Doh way you ever could. Very safe. Very safe. But she was talking her shit regardless. And I was here for it. So Taylor came back with Life of a Showgirl. She got like I said, Max Martin, Showback. It's about to be a jam. No Jack Antonoff this time. I guess people were saying, they stick to the Jack Antonoff sound on Taylor. Now, I honestly, secretly, between me and you, feel like it was because Jack Antonoff was so heavily working with Sabrina Carpenter. And I know Sabrina's on the album, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. But Taylor's like the Beyonce to these white girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Beyonce is the Beyonce to Beyonce of everybody. Like, Beyonce is the Beyonce of everybody. But there's a specific type of artist that loves and adores and models their career after Taylor Swift. And, like, look up to Taylor Swift, which is why she made her own Bow Down. Taylor Swift made her version of Bow Down this time around called Father Figure. Said, you hoes don't have to listen to me. I'ma drink the brown liquor. I'll sign the deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. I said, Taylor, I like this. Now, it's a little corny. Yeah, but also, come here. When has Taylor not been corny to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Now, Taylor's best writing, because I go back to December all the time. I'll punch somebody in the face over that song. I'll go back to December, turn around and make it all right. Oh, baby, that little girl made that song. Miss Goldilocks, because I used to call her Goldilocks back in the day, when she made that kind of music. Goldilocks, back then, she made that. So the writing's always been there. This album, just not that. This album it ain't that. It ain't that type of writing. So I do understand why some fans are mad. I do understand why some fans looking at her like, girl, now what is this? Because also, let's be real here, Taylor Swift has turned her music into a product. Now we all as artists, we do ultimately make music to make a product, but Taylor's made it different. Taylor's actually made her music a product, something to sell. And to be honest, it's a lost art in this TikTok streaming age to make your album such a moment and have just music fans, dedicated music fans to buy your music. And watching her do this rollout and watching her break all these records taught me something that makes her different from every other artist on this planet. Like Beyonce creates hype and experience and story. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different type of feeling than a Taylor Swift album to me. Like, a Beyonce album, because of the rarity and because we don't know what's ever going to happen with her or where she's coming from, where she's going to talk from, what she's going to pull from, what genre she's going to pull from, what sound she's going to pull from. So Beyonce's album is full spectacle to me. Full spectacle, especially when she used to do visuals. Oh my goodness, when she did the visual albums, baby, it was a spectacle. Adele is a rarity. We don't know what, she's coming out giving us a life journey. It's almost like a diary input, Miss Adele's albums. You know what I mean? So it's a little different than just a normal pop album or a spectacle like Beyonce. My mother, Gaga, still plays the traditional album rollout game a little bit, and I like that because I like that she still plays like a traditional pop star, but like her music sounds nothing like a traditional pop star, so it just works really, really well. But Taylor, out of all those girls, does not just sell her life story or a spectacle or music videos or like trying to do a political message like Beyonce or something like that. Taylor is selling straight up merchandise. Like, she is selling straight up merchandise, bitch. Like, and don't get me wrong, it depends on what you want from out of your artist. Do you want a spectacle like Beyonce to give you a political message or undertones and all this and all that? Or do you want somebody that just gives you things to collect and things to like admire and feel a part of something? You know what I mean? Taylor is selling a community. You know what I mean? She's selling, it's almost like a little cult-like a little bit, but I live for it because like every artist wants that. That's exactly what every artist wants. And the crazy part about all this is, which is why I feel like Taylor has this mean girl persona around her or this mean boss bitch behind the scenes, is because of this. The music industry bends their will to her is because she's what she is. She sells. And she sells like nobody else can sell. And she's been doing this for a long time. I'm talking about Taylor's low numbers are 650, 680. That's when she's just sitting down at home. Just baking her little bread and just being at home. The bitch is making bread popular. Lemon and blueberry bread. Like, come on, bitch. I'm about to go make me some lemon and blueberry bread tomorrow because I'm inspired. I want to make me some bread and give it to my friends and my fans. That's fab. I like she makes friendship bracelets for her fans and stuff, you know? Now, that also makes her different from her other counterparts. No shade, she's got a tight bond with them fans. Now, I know the album, like I said, is taking shots at Charlie XCX, allegedly. And I know some people were saying like, well, Charlie started it with Sympathy is a Knife, and Sympathy is a Knife is one of my favorite songs, so we will not do that because I listen to that song religiously, and it's a self-deprecating type song, Sympathy is a Knife. If more than anything. Like, maybe she's like idolizing somebody and wish she was more successful or as successful as that person, but it doesn't give me Taylor Swift. Like, it doesn't read like, I honestly feel like something happened behind the scenes for Taylor to feel like Charlie got something going on. But also, who knows if, no, it's about Charlie, because she said, bitch, she was like, bitch, you talking about my ex-boyfriend, and you know, they used to date the same bandmates at one point in time. I do feel like Taylor said, girl, I gotta come get you back if it's the last thing I do. So Taylor Swift on Actually Romantic, I feel like she was coming for some tea from behind the scenes. Like, she was talking to Charlie like, bitch, when she opened up that line and said, oh girl, that coke got to your brain, honey. I said, oh. One of my favorite channels, you guys should definitely go check out his video. Honest, he did a really good video about Taylor Swift, and he broke down the album and the songs and comparing it to old eras. He did a really good job, so check that out on the Honest channel, one of my favorite channels. But the thing is this, right? But the Honest channel said in his video that he felt like Taylor could never really do a diss track. Like, he's never really been good at it, and he's not lying. But I will say, the Actually Romantic song, low-key kind of slaps for me. And low-key is the shadiest, and honestly, the most big titty that I ever felt Taylor be. I've never seen Taylor felt this, like, in her zhuzh. Like, Taylor is in her zhuzh on Actually Romantic. Like, that bitch said, you know what? You love me better than any man ever could. Honey, no man could ever love me like you do. You so obsessed with me, bitch. Boy, I want to know. Why are you so obsessed with me? And she said, I think it's kind of sweet. Look at you. Got nothing else going on in your life but me. I live for it. I'm sorry, she tore that for me. I want to say in the song Honey, she took some jabs at Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend as well, who was a black girl. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if it's Honey, but I know she was talking about another girl, and it sounded like she was taking jabs. Like, it was almost like, bitch, I didn't want him like that no way, but he wanted me. It gave very much that. Like, she was in her bag in this album. Like, don't know. It's not the best Taylor Swift album. Lyrically, no. And production-wise, either. Because my favorite song, honestly, is The Fate of Ophelia, Opalite, Wood, even though Wood is sound like the Jackson 5 to me. Like, it sound like do-do-do-do-doom. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Don't it? And I think she's in a lawsuit, allegedly. Possibly. The Jackson estate could be suing Miss Taylor Swift about that, I heard. I don't like the song Canceled, though. The song Canceled, because I was like, nah, girl. Because if you talk about my girl, Blake Lively. Yeah, I don't, if you're talking about that, girl, Taylor, like my baby and Honest, the Honest channel said, Taylor ain't never really been canceled. And I said, right. Like, Taylor, you never really been canceled, like, at all. Like, you've had some scandals, girl. Like, ooh. She maybe got caught lying or something. But, like, America's Sweetheart ain't never really been canceled, like, ever. So, to be quite honest, if I was Taylor's friend and she was like, I like all my friends canceled, I'd feel a little patronized a little bit. Because I'd be like, bitch, I'm actually losing money. I'm over here stressed about my bills. I'm canceled, bitch. I can't go get no work. And you up here talking about something, I like my friends canceled. Well, bitch, give me a check. While you at it. Well, since you like your friends canceled, take care of me. Help the bear. I will say, Max Martin, you got Max Martin in the studio and y'all let this come out. But then again, I had to think. I said, wait a minute, maybe, just maybe. Taylor said, you know what? People are going to expect me to go back to pop like that. Because I'm high, I got my boys back. I got, Shell back. I got Max Martin. They're going to probably think we're going to make another 1989. And I like that she said, we're not going to do that. And I think that's what made me change my perception on this album. Because I was like, oh, she thought that you guys thought it would be something predictable. And she said, I'm going to make something that is on par with what I've been writing, like Folklore and Evermore a little bit lyrically. And we're going to do a little pop up tempos a little bit, but it's going to be very mellow, boring in some cases, But I don't think it's bad, though. To be honest, I think to say this album is bad, it's not one of her best. No. But I think what it is a little bit more humanizing for me with Taylor. Can I be honest? You know what I mean? I think this album, if anything, humanized her a little bit more for me. Like, I like that it's not so cookie cutter, perfect lyrics, Shakespearean ass. Like, I like that she's like, I'm gonna let that fly this time. Because as humans, we all, she can't knock it out the park every single time. But I do like that she's expressed. I feel like I'm getting to know, I feel like this album, I got to know the mean girl behind the scenes. Like the bitch, like I kind of get to see glimpses of it through this showgirl persona, And honestly, the pictures for the album and all that was misleading as hell because I thought it would have been this, because it would have been really sickening for her to give like this roaring like 30s or something like that and like, like her narrate throughout the album, like, it's showtime, ladies. Here we go. 5, 6, 7. And then go into a song or something like that. Like, that would have been really cool. Beyond just the album packaging, I think this album, The Life of a Showgirl, she called it that because this is her life of a showgirl, of what she's experienced through this industry. In the sense of like, feeling like she's helped people get to their part in their career, feel backstabbed, which, canceled or like, I think that song Canceled, that could be on Reputation for real. But I think that she's like speaking her mind from her own perspective and not sugarcoating it and not trying to perfect it. And I think that's why I like it. And that's why I think I feel like I'm getting to know Taylor Swift a little bit through this album. And I can see why she's proud of it. It's not my favorite sonically nor lyrically, but I don't really have a Taylor favorite besides Reputation. And Reputation is like that girl to me. But A 1989 is like that girl to me. But like, this to me was her human album to me. And I know some of you probably like, well, Folklore really was her human album or Evermore. I didn't listen to those. And the Cardigan, that's not my type of speed. But I think I like this because she's talking her shit. She feels witty. She feels snappy in her own way. It ain't sickening like another girl could be. But I like that. I hate that she said, I'm no bad bitch. I'm no savage. I hate that. I didn't want that. I didn't like that. And I don't like that, I'm a little uncomfortable about Taylor Swift talking about penis. I'm a little uncomfortable with Taylor Swift, like, talking about penis and getting wet. I said, girl, I don't know, but I like it, though. It's like I'm uncomfortable, but I welcome it, Taylor. You know what I mean? I said, okay, miss. I mean, my bitch is like, what, 35, 36? She's grown. I hope she's getting cracked. She deserves to get cracked. If everybody else can get cracked, Taylor Swift deserves to get cracked too, and she deserves to make a song about it. She deserves to make a song about it. She deserves about making a song about getting cracked. What's the problem? And I say all this to say, take this from somebody's perspective of Taylor Swift that has always written kind of ABC type lyrics since Lover. So like, I wasn't going in here thinking she's about to like write this. I wasn't like, so when I got to this, the only thing I was really let down by was the production. I was like, I wish the production was more sickening. But as far as the subject matter, and it's, you know, some of these things she said before, but like, I don't know, I kind of just like, it feels more raw. And maybe because it's not the most polished album, I kind of get into the rawness of it, of the rough edges, you know? But then again, let me listen to a Taylor Swift fan. Maybe I could have this completely wrong. That's just how I feel. But let me listen to what a Taylor Swift fan has to say. Let me share my screen with y'all. So this girl said, Taylor Swift's new album and the limits of being a white girl.
Taylor Swift's new album is many things. Unfortunately, good is not one of them.
Oh.
I knew the album wasn't going to be good as soon as the title was revealed, but the promo pics made me curious, so I have listened to the album in full. And now, having listened to it, the album's problem is glaringly obvious. The problem is Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl.
Oh.
News girl, let me cook. When Taylor was a teenager, she wanted to be a pop star, so her parents decided to take the country route. Keep in mind, this is the 2000s. Pop music was highly sexual. It was sleazy. And then you had things like bling rap. It's not a place for a little white girl. Country music, on the other hand, loves a little white girl. And she's blonde, they'll eat her up. So her family moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee to launch her country career. That's why for the first several years of her career, she faked a southern accent. She was trying to fit in, seem authentic. Went to the pop landscape.
Wait, bitch, I didn't thought, wait. This white girl is reading. What is this baby name? Sot Fog? Yeah, listen, baby, she's eating. She's tearing. She said, but I didn't know that Taylor was faking a, oh, keep spilling the tea, girl. Ooh, see.
Started to change the late 2000s and early 2010s. That's when she started to transition to making pop music.
That's true.
And now to talk about white girls. White girls don't have sex. They don't know what that is. White girls are...
This is from a white girl, so go ahead and speak your truth, girl. She said, white girls don't have sex. And this is what I'm saying. Taylor Swift, so for Taylor to come out talking about some, got the key to open her thighs and things are getting wet and she likes hard and oh, girl, I said, oh! I said, Travis Kelce is teaching you a little something up in that bedroom, Tay-Tay.
They're cute, they're adorable, they're like dolls, they're precious, they have to be protected. Do you remember a couple months ago whenever parents would bring their kids to Sabrina Carpenter shows and then act aghast because Sabrina Carpenter, who is a highly sexual artist, was referencing sex on stage? Of course they were, because how could a short, cute little white girl who is also blonde, a blonde, cute little white girl, how could she possibly know what sex is? It's the assumption. Women having sexual freedom and willingly engaging in sex is highly associated with blackness. You can see this most clearly when it comes to things like Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Miley Cyrus, she was Hannah Montana, all-American girl. And what does she do whenever she wanted to shed the Disney image and say, hey, I'm not just a little girl anymore?
Be sexual.
She releases Can't Be Tamed in bangers.
Yep.
Ariana Grande, another cute little white girl. What does she do whenever she wants to shed the childhood image? She releases Dangerous Woman in Sweetener. They would do things like hang out with rappers. They would incorporate black music styles into their own music. So that way, whenever they'd be sexual, it's like, oh, I'm not just a little white girl anymore. And over time, they would drift away from that because that wasn't who they authentically were. They were just using that as a way to escape the chains of being a white girl. Taylor Swift has never had to do that, and why would she? She makes being a white girl so fucking profitable.
Down.
And the thing about Taylor Swift is that being a white girl is not just profitable for her, it's her entire brand.
Oh my God.
Because she's just like so awkward.
I told y'all, it's Blake, my matcha. Like, it's my girls. Like, that's Taylor Swift fans to me. Like, it's always been like that, though.
Whenever she dances on stage, she's, like, bad because she's like, awkward. And she loves, like, cats and baking and, like, hanging out.
And making bread.
And she would likely
and making friendship
forever,
bracelets.
Except for one small problem. Taylor Swift is 35 years old. And it's not like she's showing signs of aging or anything. But the brand of being a white girl is very much being a white girl.
Also, speaking of showing signs of aging, y'all need to stop talking about Taylor Swift on her face. Y'all talk about Taylor Swift and her fillers and her snatchback. I was like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Of course Taylor Swift got a little bit of Botox and filler, allegedly. Of course. Girl, please. And if she got her nose done and things like that, and maybe a boob job. Honey, I was like, why are we acting like we gagging? Like, why are we actually gagging? This makes sense for her. Like, she's in an industry that, like, literally pushes that onto people. Like, it's like, yeah. So, and maybe her shit need to settle a little bit more. Maybe that's what the problem is. But I was like, she looks like Taylor Swift to me. It look good. I ain't mad at it.
What happens in a few years whenever she's 40? What happens whenever she starts to get wrinkles?
Well, I think what's going to happen when she's 40, no shade, I think that's why she's getting married now. She's going to have a kid and she's going to sing about being a mother. I think she's going to grow up. I think she's going, and I think maybe this is what this album is about. Maybe this album is to show y'all, I'm about to talk about some more, talk about getting wet some more, and then I'm going to have a kid and talk about being a married wife. And let me tell you this right now, bitch, I don't wish this on nobody. I don't wish this on nobody. But if Taylor Swift ever gets divorced from that man, you think this is an album that's breaking records? Bitch, that album is going to break records, baby. If Travis Kelce and her breakup on her accord, even his accord or anything, that gives her a storyline to write about, you think this album is breaking records, bitch. I think that album is going to sell 10 million in the first week. Watch. It's going to sell like 10 million in the first week. Watch. Mark my words.
Since you're middle-aged, it's not cute anymore to be awkward. So she's aging out of being a white girl, but she doesn't have a brand or really even a sense of self outside of being a white girl. Also, low-key, this is the entire key to her relationship with Travis Kelce, which is not going to go well, but that's a story for another day. And keep in mind, the world has been moving on. An artist like Sabrina Carpenter could not exist 10 years ago. There was nowhere in the pop landscape for her. For like a cute little white girl who's that sexual. It didn't exist. And then on top of that, things have been rapidly changing politically. So people want different things from women now. And The Life of a Showgirl is a testament to Taylor's inability to rise to the occasion. Like on the song Wish List. Oh, everybody wants bright lights and designer things, and they want like a fat ass. But me, then we get to the chorus, but me, I just want to have all of your kids. I want to have all of your kids, and then I want to live in a house.
I hate the basketball hoop line. I hate the with a basketball hoop. I said Taylor. She get on my nerves, but this is what I expect from Taylor. That's why I was like, why are y'all so mad? This sounds right. This sounds up the avenue of Taylor Swift to me.
I'd ready to have a basketball hoop in it for our kids. And Taylor's personal struggle between her being her own woman and her being a cute little white girl is really embodied by the song Wood. It's called Wood because it's in reference to Travis Kelce's...
Ping.
It's that. But the song isn't sexual at all because the song isn't about sex. It's about a woman justifying the fact that she has sex. The song starts with her picking petals off of a daisy. Oh, he loves me not. Taylor portrays herself as being super insecure until Travis Kelce digmatizes her and opens up her eyes. And keep in mind, white girls cannot be sexual beings. It's not that she has sexual feelings. It's that a man came along and unlocked it in her. The curse was lifted.
That's so true. She ate that.
It's about love. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
That's literally what she said. Was the key to open my thighs.
I don't have sexual feelings. I'm just a little white girl. Because this album is supposed to be her embodying her sexual energy, thus Life of a Showgirl. But Taylor either feels unable or isn't willing or whatever it is you want it to be. Taylor doesn't actually embody it. She doesn't explore it because the embodiment of her sexual energy would come at the expense of the brand of Taylor Swift. It's seemingly not compatible, or at least she thinks or her team thinks that it's not compatible. So she has to be her own fully embodied grown woman in order to keep up with the times, but she also has to be like a cute little white girl in order to keep up with the brand of Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
And in trying to do both, she successfully does nothing. I would be really curious to know if the album was even her idea, especially since so many of the songs sound like rejected tracks off of some of her old albums. Also, how are you gonna have an album called Life of a Showgirl and yet not a single fucking song on the album has a brass section? Showgirl music is big bands, blaring horns. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
I thought it was gonna be loud.
And it just did not exist on this album. Not to mention none of the
But I think that was done on purpose though. I don't know why I feel like that was, I don't know why, I don't want to say sex, I don't want to say satire, but I do feel like there was some type of intense, there was some type of intention on not doing exactly what the album is suggesting in the title or in the imagery. Something about that. I don't know. I could just be wrong. I could be just trying to reach and find a justification for Taylor Swift, and that's crazy for me. That is not my tea. So I'm really, I don't know where that's coming from, but I really do feel like it has to be a bigger picture than this. I would be very surprised if it was just because, like, whatever, it was kind of like let's take these pictures and let's do this because this was like thought provoking, and that's enough. I would be very like, damn, bitch, for real. But then again, she can get away with that because she's Taylor Swift. And that's the tea.
Really, not even the song "The Life of a Showgirl." Like, she could have just used the word "follies" once, and I would have been satisfied. But discussing why the music isn't good sonically is not really the purpose of this video. If you have any questions or you disagree with me, please let me know.
She tore this video, darling. All right. So that's Life of a Showgirl, in my opinion, right now. She's about to do 4 million in the first week. And I can't wait to see what happens and what she does with the rest of this album, if she goes on tour and things like that. I'm interested. I'm not mad at this album. I have a few songs that I like, and apparently a lot of you do too. So some people is lying. Somebody is lying about not liking this album because the numbers ain't lying. Or maybe they are. So let's get into Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, okay? So last week after I posted the Wu Chow call, the ladies apologized to each other, or at least to each other's kids. And it went something like this, okay? Nicki said, "Dear Culture, truth is, I did all of this for a bigger purpose, and one day you'll understand. You're a cute child, and lots of kids have cute little funny looking gums before they grow into all their features." Now that's a fool. Now, Nicki, this is late. Nicki, that's so tired. One day this is backhanded as hell already. One day you'll see this, so I have to say, I apologize as a child of God and queen of my community who look to me for integrity. That's interesting. You're an innocent child and don't deserve any of this. One day your mother, aunt, and many more will be brought to their knees for what they said and tried to do to my young prophet, beautiful boy. Take care, my darling. This isn't who I am. There's an apology in there, but there's an apology in there. Very backhanded, though. Very, very backhanded. But an apology nonetheless up in there, I guess. Cardi came back with her apology and said this: "Dear Papa Perk." So both of y'all are just going to be very... I feel bad. This is terrible. These two ladies... Because that was a backhanded apology, Nicki. But Cardi said this: "Dear Papa Perk, I'm sorry that your mommy haven't cut you a birthday cake for the past 3 days because she can't take my success or happiness. One day you're going to grow up, and I hope you understand when a girl says no, it means no. And you can overcome you inherited from your grandfather, father, and uncle." Oh my God. What in the Kill Bill is going on here? If you ever want revenge and you ever want to, and it still stings, I'll be ready. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You my friend for real. I feel like I'm seen around here. I feel like I got friends in here. You know what I'm talking about. I feel like I got friends in here. Please don't hate me when you grow up, because your mama rather give me more attention than she gives you. Hopefully when somebody that really cares about her puts her in rehab and gets her the help she needs, and she can come out and read you a book. This is god-awful. Both of y'all are tired for that. Both of y'all are so damn tired for that. Those apologies are god-awful, bitch. God-awful. Girl, please. But Nicki is back on hiatus, allegedly. Back sitting down, chilling, maybe waiting for something else to come out. Who knows? But in the meantime, JT released her diss track, right? I heard it before it got stripped down. And I liked it. I think JT did a good job. Niggas, no shade now. You can say what you want about JT, but I think JT did a decent job on that. Like, I think that the diss track, she couldn't find the beat for the first few, but she found it. And when she found it, she got up in that ass. Though it only got 25,000 streams, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. But this is what Cardi said about JT's streams and her diss track coming out.
They keep saying, let's get active, baby. What? Spend a bitch fucking streams in the club.
Oh.
25,000.
Oh.
Spend your fucking streams in the club, bitch. hating ass bitch, ungrateful ass bitch. I don't care, man. Somebody gotta say it ass bitch, fake friend ass bitch, a clown ass bitch. On the neck, kick your friend while she down ass bitch. The loyalty depends who you around ass bitch. Back door hole.
Oh, Cardi's feeling it, bitch.
Mama still ain't getting no feature ass bitch. You might just now.
Oh, she might. Well, she did get a little feature from Nicki, right? From the Queen feature.
That dick riding you doing.
Oh. She did the Super Freaky Girl remix.
Dressed ass bitch. Should have asked me, would have took you to the show, little bitch.
Now, speaking of lap dogs, no shade. Didn't Nicki unfollow Bia recently? Why did Nicki unfollow Bia like that? And didn't Bia just like sample Nicki at the end of her album or something like that? Ooh. And also there was some tea about Lotto being on stage talking about said her and Cardi are just fine. She came out later and said when people were thinking that Lotto was responding to Cardi and the apology that Cardi gave out was not working, Lotto came out and said, actually, no, we're good. Everything is fine, So I'm guessing, I think they figured it out and I'm happy they figured it out. Also, this is back to Taylor Swift. I love how Taylor Swift did say this for Life of a Showgirl. She did with public feedback. She said, if it's the first week of my album release and you're saying my name or the album title, you're helping. I have a lot of respect for people's subjective opinion on art. I'm not the art police. Everybody's allowed to feel how they want. She tore that. I'm telling you, I feel like she's spicier this time, Taylor Swift, in the most white woman way. But I feel like she's trying to be shady and trying to show you this bitchy side that everybody be talking about her. I feel like she's trying to show it just through, I don't know. I'm just paying attention, Taylor, and I'm seeing you, bitch. I'm seeing you, girl. Because she tore that. She said, if you're talking about me on this first week, you're helping. Period. And Taylor Swift loves Jay-Z. Nicki. So, Nicki, I don't know what you want to do with that. I'm just, for you, Nicki, I know Nicki, you can't stand Jay-Z, Rico Nation, which also, Roc Nation's Rico case got dismissed by a judge this week as well. Did y'all see that too? So, I don't know. I hope Nicki's okay. She got Taylor Swift saying she loves Jay-Z. Roc Nation's Rico charge got dropped. So, okay. So, something. Hope Nicki's all right. Because Roc Nation and Jay-Z are doing just fine, apparently. I do want to bring this up, too, about Taylor Swift's greed. The whole, she released so many versions, da-da-da-da. I mean, listen. The girls have to do what they have to do to get these album sales up. But honestly, the rapper and independent artist Russ tweeted this. And I like this, honestly. I like this take a lot. He said, disclaimer, I haven't listened to a Taylor Swift song in 10 years, but I've just seen so many brain dead takes on this album's success that I gotta say something. Billboard only counts 4 physical sales per customer and 1 digital sale per week, FYI, and her building a fan base off of music, dedicated enough to actually purchase her music, should be nothing but admired. Y'all favorite artists fake their streams and do not actually sell ish. And yet she's being clowned for building a fan base so dedicated that they'll buy her music. Y'all are fucking idiots and have the game backwards. I said the same thing. I was like, she's doing all these variants and stuff. She's selling a product. She's selling merchandise. Bitch, I'm about to get these sales up. And if they're going to buy it, why not sell it? If my fans are going to buy, if the people that love me don't have a problem with buying my stuff over and over or mass buying or, emptying their savings account, just like we'd like to, girl, you know how people get a Beyonce ticket on Klarna, okay? Or get a Beyonce bundle pack, honey, on Klarna because they said, bitch, I can't afford it, but I have to support. People feel like that about Taylor Swift, and that's just what it is. People do feel that way about Taylor Swift, and I'm not mad at her. I think it's actually how you said be admired. Like I said, it's something to study. It's something to study in that. Like I said, Taylor Swift's niche audience isn't just a niche audience. It's almost a majority. That's fab. Now back to Cardi B and Nicki and the rap girlies, because now Cardi B has been dragging Bia because Bia released her album and been talking to. Cardi B got on Spaces and said she got some things to say about Miss B Bia.
I was like, all right, now you trying it. Now you see that I didn't, now you see that you couldn't stir up a beef where you claiming that I was copying you because clearly I wasn't copying you. Now you want to do funny shit in my crib, like in my home.
Oh.
So that's when I did my shit on that Don't Save 'Em record with Glow and Meg, like, cause I'ma pop my shit. Then it was I got complete confirmation that she was the one that was going around spreading that rumor to not only that producer, but to other rappers that be around this man, because she said it on her disc, like, put it on your vows that you think. And it's like, girl, but guess what? I bet she can't prove nothing because I never did nothing. All right, cool. Fast forward now, right? You want to say your funky hot breath ass and say, why don't you just enjoy your pregnancy before I say something that hurts your feelings?
Oh.
Well,
is that what Beyonce said?
last year I was pregnant with Blossom, 5 months pregnant, and you was going around saying that I stepped on my marriage with a blood at that. I bet you think I don't know who the I am, and now bitches want to act all innocent because you wanna know why? Because you see you can't fuck with me.
Oh.
You can't fuck with me. Then you can talk about I'm not going back and forth for party when your biggest record, the Bodega record, is a reference. I have the reference on my phone. A man going word for word, bar for bar. So y'all can't even play me with that writing shit. I got the whole lot of money record. That shit was sent to me first, and I dubbed it.
I remember that. I've heard that in the streets as well. Cardi is not lying. I remember that song that Bia had was Shopped. This is back when Bia first did her diss, and people were like, well, bitch, your song was Shopped. I remember that T came out.
The whole lot of money record, that shit was sent to me first, and I dubbed it. And I have the reference track.
Ooh.
So I don't want to hear none of that shit with that writer shit. The shit is, y'all bitches starting to realize that y'all thought I was an easy target to pick on, and I'm not. And I go to toe-to-toe with y'all bitches in the streets and in the booth. I don't give a if it's worth it. I'll go in the booth and tear y'all mouth bitches up. Tear y'all up. I went to the booth for the last bitch because that shit was weak as whack.
Oh, well, talk your shit then, Cardi girl. That's no shade, girl. Oh, she wrapped that up, didn't she? Ew. Now, before I go, I want to watch this clip from Carlos King interviewing Matthew Knowles, and he asked about the T was put in a love song with Alicia Keys and Beyonce, which I was gagging at, and I'm so grateful he did that. Shout out to Carlos King for this. This is so fab. Listen.
Put it in a love song. Put it in a love song on Alicia Keys' album. I want to say I shot in Brazil. We saw a little glimpse of it.
So I get a phone call because I'm not a micromanager, and they're in the projects hood ghetto.
Hood. He said hood ghetto.
And Sony hadn't paid the gangsters.
Oh.
And they had to be helicoptered out of there. A whole lot you don't know, young man.
Gag, bitch. Oh. Y'all would have been gagged.
It's a lot that people don't know.
Well, I would have been like, well, let me tell you something. Let me ask you this. Why couldn't y'all pick up y'all couldn't record it nowhere else? Y'all couldn't film it Oh, that's the end of it.
Thank you.
Oh, period. I get it. Maybe he had to cut it out. No shade. No shade, Carlos. Maybe he had to cut out a follow-up question. Because that's a lot of tea right there. But I will say this as well. I saw people trying to say like Carlos should have had a follow-up question. And I was like, T should have had a follow-up question. But maybe he had to cut it out. But my follow-up question would have been like, well, bitch, why couldn't y'all record it over? Y'all couldn't like film it in a sound stage when y'all got back to the States or something like that? Or who they had to pay? Why they had to pay people? Like, why somebody had to pay? Like, what's the tea? You know, who they had to pay? What kind of money would they have to pay? Like, what we talking about here? You know? I just think that's quite interesting to me, and it haven't been talked about. And I wonder when Beyonce ever going to talk about stuff like this. Like, the day Beyonce ever come out and actually speak her actual truth about the industry, Beyonce got so much tea. Oh, she went, I'm talking about just her own experience in the industry, not even nobody else's tea. Her own situation. Like, the fact that happened to her, she never spoke about a word about it. Like, she never hinted about it, spoke a word about it, anything. We don't know anything about that. I love Beyonce because it's so much that she got. I feel like there's so much she can talk about, but she just doesn't. And I don't know when she will. Hopefully she will one day. Like, we just gonna tell all about everything she feels comfortable about to express that she's went through in this industry. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg for real. Like Matthew said, it's a lot you don't know, young man. And I do believe that. All right, my Tiredest Army, I love you beautiful people for picking up my call as always. My new song that's gonna be coming out with my debut EP, Midnight Bodies, Vertigo, is coming out on the 31st of October. Here's a little sneak peek. Round in circles, let me go. Bring it to you. It feels like vertigo. And I've had enough. You spin me round, round, round. You spin me round, round. You spin me round, round, round. You spin me round, round. You spin me round, round, round. You spin me round, round. You spin me round, round, round. You spin me round, round. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Taylor Swift's album. Do you think she's greedy? Do you think she's a mean girl? Do you think the writing was bad? Do you think it's a bad album? Or do you like me and not that mad about it, honestly? And how you feel about Nicki and Cardi B's apology to each other? It was very backhanded, girl. And Bia and Cardi's beef is gonna be ever going, it seems like, girl. And what do you think about Alicia Keys and Beyonce getting helicoptered out of Brazil? And what other industry secrets do you think Beyonce holds near and dear to her heart, girl? That maybe we'll know one day. And if you made it to the end of this call, comment Vertigo 1031. In all caps, Vertigo 1031. See you there.